right. What the hell? We are back. I am back from vacation, everyone. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Three Witches Land for another special edition of 6 Feet Underground with Reaper, bringing you the best in underground band interviews, actor and director, independent horror films. And tonight, we've got a special treat for you. We have Miss LaShaunte Wade from Dark Creeds Productions.
Yeah.
Just coming off of a big success with a current horror show, a short called Let Them Eat. So before we start to get into that, let's go ahead and get a word from one of our sponsors at Royal 10 Clothing, the best in horror apparel right now. Especially now that we are upon the next Hallmark holiday of Valentine's Day. If you're looking for a nice gift for a loved one or a special friend, check out royal10clothing.com. They got the best horror shirts and fresh designs. And as I've said before, they are coming up with a whole host of a new line, as well as the Black Tar Superstar line, my band, of course. And then also welcome Tales from the Oracle to the Royal 10 family. So let's dive right in. How did Dark Creeds Productions come about?
I'm kind of a spontaneous on a whim person. Drive my friends crazy.
Don't we all?
I'm
we just kind of jump in head first without too much thought.
Yeah, pretty much. No, when I was in middle school, I had thought about, I've always wanted to have like a studio or some kind of production company, but in middle school, it was Succubus Studios. So, and being a girl, I made a little scrapbook and everything. And my vision board, like, this is what it's going to be. So did that. And, just through school, studied films on my own. High school, kind of went through a phase of movies and drama classes and everything.
Oh, sure.
Then after high school, got into fashion photography and did that for about 8-9 years. Got into culinary, been doing that, still doing that.
Nice.
So that's been about good 12 years plus. I have a small catering company. And I also, during COVID, when we had lockdown, everybody had to stay home.
Right.
So I ended up doing voiceover. I got into voiceover acting.
Nice.
So that kind of...
That's got to be so much fun.
Oh, it is. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. I like to do a lot of children's stuff, surprisingly.
Oh, I'd love to do some cartoon work. That'd be awesome.
So I did a lot of...
The devil as a cartoon character.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna send you a link of a cartoon. You're gonna love it. It's really good.
Sweet.
But I'm so dorky. I love doing those children's stuff and doing these weird voices and being awkward. and I do dubbings for TV series in Turkey and India as well. So that's fun to do. But that kind of rekindled everything for me, getting into film again. And I came up on some money, like a whole bunch of money came at me at once. And I kind of just was like, let's do it. Let's not think about it. I got a script. Everybody read it. They said they liked it. Let's do it. Take my money. Don't just take it. I don't want to think about it. You know, like, let's get it done. So during that, I was learning that I didn't want to just make it just to make it. I actually wanted to make it a part of a business. So
Sure.
I was like, you know, oh, middle school, I had my little scrapbook. I still have it, by the way. So
Nice. Gotta have your humble beginnings, right?
Yeah, I
Always keep it
still
with you.
have it. I was like, oh my gosh, I still have this book from like 7th grade. I'm like embarrassed.
See,
But
I still got my lunch money from the 4th.
but you know, I was like, maybe we should change the name, because I was like, we're older now and we're adults. So
Yeah, I mean, but it's fitting for the genre. Actually,
Yeah.
either way, I think it does, you know.
I figured if we did dark creeds, it's, you know, creeds is another synonym for religions. So it's like dark religions, and we can have that expand to different things and sci-fi,
Absolutely.
supernatural stuff, suspense thrillers, you know, even dramas. So I wanted to be not just set on just a horror genre. We can just expand that with everybody in all types of aspects of what they consider what horror is.
Oh, well, sure. I mean, you got anything from thrillers to, you know, serial killer type stuff. And
Yeah,
yeah.
like real surreal stuff, you know, the
Mhm.
outlandish stuff, comedies, just like you name it.
Oh, and horror comedies are huge right now.
Yeah, I love them.
They've been huge for like the last, 10 years probably? My
Right.
goodness.
And it's hard to do. Like, surprisingly, it's hard to do. So I was just like, okay, we keep it this way. And then, you know, branding it, I had the, you know, the generic demon horns and all that. And then I was just like, you know,
You got to start somewhere.
yeah. But then, you know, you start networking with people and they're really into it. And so you're just like, okay, now I need to step it up a bit. You know, they're taking me serious, so I'm going to show them that I'm serious about it. Revamp the logo into some I wanted it vintage but still, you know, modern. And that's what we came with.
Thanks, John. Glad for you joining us. Eric says you'd make an amazing cartoon devil. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. So
Yeah.
what made you land on horror, though? Was that like your favorite genre?
Yeah.
Or the one you have the most love for?
Yeah, I have the most love for horror. My first movie was The Bad Seed, and that was black and white. Every time I mention this, I swear most people don't know what I'm talking about, and it hurts my heart. Because I was
people dog on me for still like being huge in the Universal monsters, you know, all the black and whites from back in the day.
Yeah.
All the way to the Hammer films that came out in the 50s and 60s. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I love them all.
Like, it's a black and white, and they're like a black and white. I was
What's
like,
wrong with that? Nosferatu. Hello.
Like, this little girl is terrifying. Like,
very much so.
That
black and white films were always creepier to me.
Yeah, it's like I like that kind of like scariness, that creepiness where like a little kid. Little kids are scary. I'm sorry. Like,
yes.
They're scary. Especially when
let's talk about Damien. Let's talk about some of the other ones.
Right.
What was it? The orphan?
The orphan. Yeah, that one was a good one. That was a good little twist.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Lord. I was like, oh my gosh, can you imagine? Like,
makes you think twice about having kids.
Right. Like, oh my gosh. I was like, one and done. I got a 13-year-old. One and done.
Right.
I love him to death though. But yeah, just, I I wanted to build something where I'm in Atlanta, so there's a lot of up and coming filmmakers and writers, DPs, all that. So I'm trying to build a community down here where we can bring in kids that are at SCAD and bring them on set and have them learn set etiquette, and just learn in general how to operate and function on a film set. We do heavy special effects, practical special effects, riggings. So the special effects artists that we do have are trained. They've worked with Tom Savini. Yeah. I've gotten lucky.
Of all masters, the guru
gotten lucky
himself.
To meet some cool people. So they're on.
He just never ages,
right? I was like,
you look at him right now. He looks like he did, 30 fucking years ago. I'm like, what is your secret? Did you make a pact or something like that? Are you a vampire? Tell us the truth.
Him, Morgan Freeman.
Oh yeah, and Cher. I swear Cher's a vampire. I will say that till my last breath. She is a fucking vampire because there's no way at all.
Like, how do they look the same?
No plastic surgeon is that good.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just like crazy. I was just saying, like yesterday, I was walking up like 6 steps and I was out of breath. I was like, I need to do something about my life. Like, we need to think about this.
Back to the woodshed.
Right. But yeah, to just bring kids in, learn, experience. Like I said,
that's good because that's something the industry definitely needs is competent people, behind the scenes working. Right.
And I feel like I also, even with every shoot that we do, I include crew, all of crew, the cast when we do our read-throughs. Like I set folders for each project and everybody's invited into this folder so they can see everything that's going on within the production, and I keep in touch with everybody so they know what's going on. So by the time we get ready to get on set, we're rolling and we're ripping. There's no confusion of what's going on. There's no, bickering back and forth of, oh, we should do this, we should do that. Everybody already knows what needs to be done. Everybody knows what the accomplished looks are supposed to be. So I feel like if we have that already instilled in the company as far as organization and everything, then we're good to go. Oh, dude, yeah. We need to find where that is then.
Right. We miss you, Betty.
Right. I miss her.
She's up there drinking amongst the gods.
I was like, she's about to outlive everybody, man.
Phenomenal.
Man.
All right. So you just kind of jumped right into it. It looks here. You've been in the entertainment business since 2006, but you established the Dark Creeds in 2021.
Yeah.
So relatively new. Congrats.
Yeah.
First project out of the gate, and you're already kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah.
That's really what it's about. When you got a really good cast, storyline, and, just great filming. Of course, we're talking about Let Them Eat, which we're actually going to show you the trailer for in a little while. So how was that process, trying to find the right people for this horror short?
I go off of my gut feeling. I just, I asked for their reels and I just go off of their reels, to be honest.
Okay.
I see a lot of different ranges. Like I try not to typecast my characters. Like I don't want a specific ethnicity. I'm not looking at that because I feel like I'll box myself in. So most of the stuff that I write is open. I go off of personality on the camera, their body movements, emotion. That's key.
Big time.
Because most of the things that I write is very emotive, and there's a lot of different emotions going on in a short amount of time. So I need to know that they have that range. With Let Them Eat, there are a few people that submitted stuff that didn't have reels, so I sent them a monologue and had them read it, went back and forth a few times, and then, after 3 times, I'm just like, okay, I don't think.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Is this person going to be able to remember their lines
Right.
and know where they're at and play
Take
off the
direction and actually listen to what I'm saying and not repeat the same.
Yeah. I mean, everybody wants to be a fucking actor, but they can't take direction. Like they think like they know it all.
Yeah.
It's like, if that was true, Hollywood would be knocking down your door.
I would be paying tickets to see you on the big screen.
Right. I don't know. I have so much love for independent horror films. I think it's almost better, to be in this part of the industry than it is the
independent.
The
independent movies are getting more acknowledgement now, which is awesome.
More than it ever has.
Yeah, thank you, COVID.
It was a blessing in disguise for all of the entertainment industry, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah, seriously. Like, no joke. That also gave people that kind of challenge to be more creative as well. Especially during lockdown. It's like, how are we going to make movies?
Right.
During lockdown. So you got to see people improvise and be really creative with their talents. And I think that's awesome, which actually I was reading that the Oscars are now trying to find ways to include more independent movies into their categories and
fucking time, those tight asses.
And try to be more relevant, because now they're trying to figure out, because now the Oscars and the Emmys and all that stuff aren't, the thing anymore. So they're trying to be more relevant and stay with the times. And I'm just like, well, fuck about time. Like, what's that should have been a thing anyway.
Still got their heads up ET's ass, Yeah.
I totally forgot about them. Man. But yeah, that's just off of reels. Lauren was the 5th person that I found. Like, I find them. I look for them. I'll post a casting, but for the most part, I'll look. And I asked if she could send me her reel, and probably like 15 seconds. And I was kind of like, all right. Then 30 seconds in, and I was like, boop. So, Lauren.
Yeah, she definitely delivers the role really well.
She's fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
She's fucking awesome. I was like, she's it. She's my Megan. I was just so excited. Like, my stomach was hurting. So I was just like, yeah, she's it. And then, I got little goosebumps. And then Roman came in and saved the day also. Because I was just like, Roman, I can't find anybody. I found him on accident.
That's how it happens sometimes.
Like, through a friend of a friend of a friend. And I was just like, dude, this is what's happening. I can't find anybody because Lauren's tall.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, I can't find anyone to match her height, let alone the same energy she's providing.
Right.
So we did like a read through with them, and they just like instantly clicked. And I was just like, oh my gosh.
Gotta have that chemistry.
Yes. So it's just like, thank you. And then, of course, Lindsay, I love her. I was like, I'm sorry. We have to kill you twice. And she's like,
I mean, she played dumb really, really well, though. I didn't do shit. It wasn't me. I don't want your raggedy ass husband.
And it's funny, she's actually like a comedy actor. So I was just like,
oh, no kidding.
Yeah, she's a comedy actor. So her reel that she sent me was like a comedy reel, and I was dying.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I have to have you in this. I was like, this is kind of a serious thing, but I need you. Mm-hmm. I was like, I don't want it to be too like intense. So she was like our little comic relief a little bit, and Roman was the little comic relief as well. with his reactions to what's going on. So
it was kind of reminding me of like that kid that's, you know, no,
yeah,
I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah. So I was just like, I hope everybody kind of sees the slight funniness in it that I was trying to convey. I didn't want it to be too funny to where it came off cheesy, but I just wanted it to
Right.
have just that little sarcasm, comic relief in there.
Absolutely. So you definitely got a dynamic trio in this particular short, which we are actually going to take a look at now. Let me find it. Okay, here goes the trailer for Let Them Eat. All right. So just from that trailer alone, just kind of draws you into like what is about to happen.
Yeah. I got so many messages like, they're like, what the fuck is that?
Exactly. It's kind of like, I want to know what the hell is going to happen next. It's like
I want you to be irritated.
A small appetizer.
More than 30 seconds of a fucking trailer.
Right. Oh, well, I mean, it's a bit longer. My producer was able to get it from YouTube, I believe. So
yeah, I was just like, I wanted to just straight, like, I didn't want to give away too much. I was like, it's a short film, so I was like, I can only give away so much. So I just wanted to include that little. That was actually a scene where we were just setting up blocking. So we were pretending she was like setting up the plate area right there, and we were just had him roll while we were pretending like we were blocking everything in that scene. And I was just like, I like that little clip right there. So I just pieced
it's so good
there real quick.
You know, I mean, my first thought was, okay, this could be like a Last Supper idea.
Right.
You know, where they end up becoming the main course somehow. But was pleasantly surprised. That was pretty awesome. Now, I don't want to give away too much because
my favorite's the ending.
Oh yeah, the ending was bar none the best. I just don't want to give too much away.
Right.
You know, I'll let you do that if you want to do that. I want all of everybody out there in Three Witches Land to make sure that they go and watch it.
Yes, for sure.
My goodness. So, and I think you said in only what was it, like a couple of weeks, it got 30,000 views on YouTube.
Yeah, we released Halloween, and I want to say within a month's time we hit almost 40,000, and that was just off of word of mouth. So I was very happy and excited about that. And in between that month, we were getting awarded for best special effects, like technicals. So I was very proud of my special effects team for that. But like I said, I love special effects.
Oh, they're the best.
That's like my thing. I even help, like I'll jump in and help. I'm like, what do y'all need? Like, I want to learn. I'm like,
you know, a good director should, you know, pretty much know everything from every angle.
Yes.
Because I think it just makes the shooting that much better.
Yeah, I'm totally about that. I'm actually gonna be going on different sets and working like as a gaffer and you know doing different things. I was helping with this shoot yesterday and the day before, and I was just a set PA and you know learning the ins and outs of stuff. And the set decorator couldn't show up due to personal reasons, and I ended up being the set decorator that day.
Oh.
So I'm like,
all right then.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah. So what gave you the idea for this horror short? Like, did it just kind of come to you like in a dream? Every director's different. Sometimes, it just could be daydreaming or.
No, my friend Isaac wanted me to come up with a one pager.
Mhm.
Like this was 2013. And I just came up with a quick one pager for him. And it was and he's like, yeah, we were gonna shoot it and everything, do something real quick. Never shot it.
So it got put on the back burner.
Yeah.
How many times do we do
Never shot it. Come 2021, I'm like looking through my emails randomly because I'm like, hey, what happened to that one pager? So because it just popped up in my head, like I said, I'm random.
Sure.
Looked it up, looked at the one page, and I was like, okay, what am I doing with this? So I just built off of that one page and turned it into like 11 pages worth of stuff. It was just basically like a short story. And I just built off of that short story. And the background of the short story was supposed to be for a feature.
Mm-hmm.
So this is supposed to be like a dark comedy where the husband and wife are, middle class. They're not hurting, but they could do better. And everybody wants to live that life, have more
right.
money. It's just like, that's basically the American dream. They go to this country club. Country club they're all snooty, rich people,
Pricks.
Yeah, basically.
Let's just call it what it is.
And, they're like, oh, I want to be like them. I want to do this. Little do they know that the country club is actually like a satanic cult.
Nice. Oh, that's great. It reminds me of one of my current favorites. What the hell was that called? The Satanic Panic.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's so good. It's on Shudder.
Okay.
It's a Shudder exclusive where this rich neighborhood are just all in one big satanic cult, and this poor, I think she's a college student, and she's delivering pizzas and delivers obviously to the wrong house, and gets caught up in that whole thing. So I like where you're going with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that. I'm gonna watch this after we're done. Actually, I was looking for something.
It's worth it. Rebecca Romaine Stamos is the lead cult member.
Really?
Yeah. Never in 1,000 fucking years would I think she would have took a role like that.
Right. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's the premise of it. They break into, because they're nosy, so they realize that they're actually a satanic cult at night, and then in the day, they've got their whole little gimmick going on. So they break into the country club, steal this journal, that's like their little spell book or what have say you, and they find this spell that is supposed to make them rich and popular and successful and all this, but the husband reads it wrong.
Nah.
And ends up changing the wife into something that we don't know what she is.
Oh, goodness.
She just, ends up having these weird urges and just doesn't understand. So it's got like kind of a Santa Clarita Diet vibe.
Great show. I was a big fan. I was crushed when they stopped it.
I was pissed.
Oh, fuck yeah. It was like the way they ended Dexter. I was really pissed at that. Oh, yeah.
This new one, actually, I was more pleased with the ending for the New Blood than I was for the actual ending season that they were trying to have.
Right.
I was way more happy with this one than the previous one. So I was content. I was satisfied.
Haven't seen it yet, but I will.
But yeah, it was good. They made up for it.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
They really made up for it. But yeah, so he's trying to, for the feature, he's trying to make things better and try and correct the problem. And every time he tries and corrects it, it just keeps on getting worse and worse. So get into these all these different shenanigans, and it's going to be funny when we actually get the feature done. But that's the whole background premise. So I set this short as it's not going to be an actual scene into the feature, but I wanted to kind of create like a proof of concept for the feature. And I came up with this dinner scene for it.
That's the best way to test market it, to see if it's going to really work, as a feature. So brilliant.
Brilliant.
Right. Very cool. We're going to take a quick commercial break from one of our other sponsors, the great Desaia's Creep Shop, for all your horror collectible needs. Also, since we are in Valentine's Day season, if you're looking for some horror collectibles all the way to apparel, Desaia's Creep Shop has it all on Etsy.com. I think we also included the Valentine's Day t-shirt design in that particular segment. So if you're looking for something for your sweetheart, that is definitely something cool to give that person. She hand makes all of those creepy ass dolls.
I wanted to know. I was like, I want the dolls.
She hand makes each one of them, and they are creepy as fuck. As a matter of fact, I think this week she's sending us some samples of some of the stuff that's on her shop, so I'll be able to debut on the show. So if you love those types of things like we do, as the house here is decked out in nothing but horror, definitely something from Desaia's Creep Shop is definitely for you. All right. We are back with LaShaunte Wade talking about Dark Creeds Productions, Let Them Eat horror short, and just a phenomenal thing. I remember we were talking about before we went on live. You were just really kind of surprised that you got nominated for a bunch of different things, including best first director?
Yeah, they have.
What kind of a fucking category is that? First,
I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try it out. It's
be like, here, just give it to me. Give it to me.
First time filmmaker, first time female filmmaker, first time female director, and then first time just director. So I was just like, I submitted to those just to see if I was actually doing something right, I guess.
Right. Was that the first film festival that you applied to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So once we got that first win, actually that first festival we submitted to, we won all 3 categories, I think it was. So I was just like, and it just it blew my mind, because I'm like, this is horror. You always get the ones that are like drama, it's like
horror never wins anything.
Yeah, you're just like, okay, I'm just shits and giggles, send, So you get that email, and it's like, I felt like I was reading a college letter, like an acceptance denial letter or something. You read the email, and you're just like sweating. You're like, did I actually win something, or did I make it to the semifinals?
Right.
Like, if you make it to the semifinals, that's good. That's good. You're doing good. It's okay. make it to the finals, you're doing great. That's good. You did better than, most people. So, you got to look at the positives. And then you're like, you win. You're like, yeah, that's right. I won. That's right.
Exactly.
But no, I was very happy. I was very proud of the team. Like I had said before, a lot of the awards were for the technical sides, which I was that's what I was trying to do. I want to find actors. I want to find a crew that I can highlight their talents and submit the films so they can win awards, because I know that most of the time they don't get acknowledged for it. It's mostly just the directors,
for sure,
photographers. And I
always forget about the extra people that just kind of like fill in all the cracks and stuff,
Right.
It's like everybody's important. Everybody. It's a team effort. It's a family.
One team, one dream.
That's right. So, I mean, just coming out of the gate with your first effort and winning those awards, I think really shows a testament that there are just so many creative writers, directors out there that you just don't see on the silver screen. There's really only been a couple within the last, I'd say probably 5 years that I even thought was any good. I'll always take a hidden gem, is what I call them, over, this big, corporate advertised, film like, shoot. I always forget the name of it. Damn it. It's not Heresy. Hereditary.
I was like Hereditary. Yeah. I love that movie. Midsommar.
No one saw that one coming.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that don't like it, but I'm like, why don't you like it? I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh, they didn't like it
3 times to understand what was going on, because I was like, let me make sure that I understand exactly what is happening, because there were some things that I didn't even catch at first. So I was like, I have to watch it again, and then I was like, oh, and then I was like, this is fucking good.
The necklaces is what really gave away the whole premise of the movie. Everyone in that family, including the mom, and especially the grandmother that, it starts off in the beginning, were wearing the symbol, the sigil of Paimon.
Didn't even know
it. Well, being an occultist myself, I noticed it right off the bat. So I was like, oh, you're kidding.
Now you're gonna make me watch it again.
You done. Oh man, they pull a tight camera in on her necklace when she's laying in the coffin. I was like, son of a bitch!
Gosh,
that's one of the 9 princes of hell. And to be honest,
I appreciate those little things too, man.
You don't always notice them right away.
Right.
And I think a lot of people had a very difficult time with the ending. So much that the older child, the male child, who ends up embodying Paimon himself, said that he actually had to go through like a whole year of therapy after that role, because that scene was just so wild. I could see it. I could see that, And we were talking about creepy kids. Well, the daughter, who was actually supposed to be the one to embody Paimon's spirit, man, was she creepy. I really hope she goes on to do more roles, because, I mean, she sold that shit like it was candy.
Right. The head part, and then the car just chilling there. I was just like, man.
Yeah, like, and then his symbol, his Paimon sigil, shows up again on the telephone pole there.
Yeah, I noticed
where
that.
The blood was.
Yeah. I noticed that part.
I was like, oh my goodness.
I noticed that part. I was like, what the fuck is going on? In my heart, like deep in my heart, I was like, what's going on in your mind at that point in time where you've accidentally killed your fucking sister? And
could you imagine?
Now I've got to go home.
Right.
I've got to go home and either tell my parents that this happened. And it wasn't like you were doing this because you were, crazy drunk or anything. You were really trying to save her life.
Mm-hmm.
So not only are you going through that turmoil of my mom's going to find out, there's no way that I can cover this up.
Mm-hmm.
And how are they going to react? What's going to happen to me? Are they going to
charge me with murder?
Are they going to lock me up? Am I going to get murdered? It's just like, as a
are they going to disown me?
Right. Like, as a teenager, what emotions? There's so many emotions going on at that time, and I felt that.
Oh, for sure.
And
the actor sold it too.
Oh yeah,
he sold it really well.
He did. Tony sold it. Like, she sold that character to the T. She did so great with that character.
Oh yeah.
To that blood curdling scream in the morning. Like, I would have just broke down. I'm not even gonna lie, I cried when I heard her screaming, because I, just as a parent myself, like, I was just like, oh my God.
Right.
Like,
I could never imagine.
Hurt. Right. Like, I felt that hurt. And then the table scene where she's yelling, that scene was my scene. That part right there. And I was just like, yes, I felt that. Mm-hmm. It's just like, this is so good. And I was just like, how can people not see that this movie is good? Don't see it as a horror. Just see the whole,
see the whole picture.
See the whole picture of it, because this is good. Like, this is gold. Everybody hates Midsommar.
Oh, I was just about to bring that one up.
Everybody hates it.
Everybody in the world can't take that movie. I even had trouble with it a little bit myself, but I watched it. I was a little bit confused, but at the same time, I kind of, you know how you're confused, but you understand it, but you're just like, do I really understand? Mm-hmm.
But
well, I mean, it was predicated on, Viking rituals,
right,
of the Norse path. So, I mean, they just kind of, what they were doing, and I did some digging on it, because I'm like, there's got to be a reason that they chose this as their topic. And apparently in some areas of the world over there, there are legit cults that are just like that.
Nice.
So that's kind of where they took the premise for it. I'm like,
terrifying.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me no more than it surprises me.
But the fact that you would be able to just waltz into, first of all, we're in the middle of a field.
Right.
In the middle of nowhere.
I don't think that's the Norway that they wanted to see.
Right. I'm ready for the girl, right? I was like, it's going to be great. A dick. I was like, you know what? He deserves to be in that fucking hut.
Right.
He was a dick the whole time, not listening to what she was saying or how she was feeling. You are not understanding what is going on. She has a whole community supporting her right now.
That's right.
She doesn't even know. And you've been with her. And you're not supporting her like that.
It's all fun and games until somebody gets their skin ripped off.
Right. But yeah, I loved just the whole, I feel like most people that don't like those movies don't understand the underlying feelings and the situations, because they're putting people in real life situations as far as relationships goes and situations, right. And you're not focusing on that part. You're focusing on the tribulations of how they're being treated or how the punishments are, and they're like, no, that's not realistic. It could
not be. Okay. You don't think that somebody's faith is that
I was
deep?
Like, can we not go back in time where they had torture chambers and all these weird torture devices? I went to a museum that was just specifically for torture devices. And
was it over in England?
No, it was here in the US somewhere. I'm a military brat, so I forgot where. It was when I was a little bit younger. I can't remember where we were at. It was a museum.
No kidding.
Yeah, it wasn't huge, but you go down, it was creepy as fuck. I like kind of like went in, went out because I was just like, what? Oh, that's cool. Like, I know.
Well, as a kid, I'm sure it's probably a
Yeah.
bit of a shocker.
But you're just like, these people are fucking crazy. Like, people used to have to stand up all hours of the day with like these sharp spikes in their faces and all over their bodies, and you're just like, that's terrible. Who came up with that idea? Like,
oh, the Iron Maiden was a motherfucker, man.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Or the witch torture devices. Those were the worst.
Those ones were, those are the worst. That's terrible. That's like the worst. But yeah, it's just like, I don't understand how people don't think some of this stuff is not realistic. Like,
it's in a museum for a reason.
Right. I'm just glad I'm not one of those people that was in that situation.
Exactly. So to kind of throw you off a little bit here, as we're talking about independent horror films that have come out recently, what was your take on Glenn Danzig's Verotica? Or did you actually get a chance to see it?
I didn't.
Oh my goodness. It was by far one of the most...
What's it called?
It's called Verotica. And it's based off of his comic book line that he was doing while doing, the band Danzig. He was the former lead singer of the Misfits, Sam Hain, and then obviously Danzig is his current band for the last 30 years. Yeah. But he finally made his director debut with this like
looks pretty as fuck.
I forget what the hell it's an anthology. So there's like 3 different stories within one film.
Okay.
Obviously. And it's, like I said, based on 3 of his different comic book characters.
And this is on Shudder also?
It is. Yes.
Oh, I'm about to jam down tonight.
Well, you'll have to let me know what you think, because the critics tore it apart. I have never seen a film get that much hate.
Really? Why though?
Just said it was cheesy, it was horrible, and
I mean, if that's what does everything have to be a masterpiece though?
Right. And did you actually look into what the comics were?
Oh, that part.
There's a reason for why it was 18 and over, and the the subject matter. But actually, I thought it was pretty well done. And he has
skills right now. It looks beautiful.
Of course, Rotten Tomatoes gave it just awful. IMDb gave it 1.9 out of 10.
We really listen to Rotten Tomatoes. Do we?
The thing is, right. A lot of us, we're huge fans of the 70s horror genre, because during that time, that was when the films that didn't make it to the big screen, they were able to take all kinds of chances with content and storylines. And, Glenn was will always be the Argento fan, all that type of stuff. So it's no wonder that his film kind of came out in that fashion. So it's like, I mean, what were you expecting?
Right.
So if you do get a chance to see it, please do.
I'm gonna watch it. I get so baffled by like people reviewing stuff and they want it to be specifically this. Not everything has to be like this. Not everything has to be like that. We have all these different genres for a reason.
Exactly.
Like, why? Oh, I don't like it, so it's trash. So you guys shouldn't see it because I said so.
Right.
Okay.
Oh boy, my IMDb credits probably just went down the tubes.
Mine too. I'll join you.
Bastards.
I'll join you. I loved reading my comments on YouTube. I read every comment on YouTube. And
what was your favorite?
Can I pull it up?
It could be the worst one, or it could just be the best one that like somebody gave you.
Hold on.
Although I'm sure there's probably a couple in there that are like
a lot of the comments were of Lauren, you know, raving about Lauren, and then of Rosie, of course, because she's got booty. So, you know,
people are just so fucking superficial.
Lord.
Bitches, watch the film.
Right.
Not just the booty. The booty is, you're never going to have it. So just pay attention to the fucking acting.
Right.
Gosh.
Exactly.
It infuriates
them up enough so they wouldn't focus on that.
Right. It's like, what the fuck? There's more substance to a film than just what they fucking look like.
My favorite one is...
Oh, boy. I can't wait.
For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. John 3:16. Dear brothers and sisters, the wages on our sins, which is death, has been paid by our Savior Jesus. Through Jesus, who is the Son of God, through him. I was like, I got a whole scripture.
Oh my God.
I got a whole 3
There's
scriptures.
always one or two.
I got 3 scriptures. That one was my favorite. I hearted it. I was like, thank you for that. And then gold. Loved it. And then there's another guy who just hated it. He said, that shit ass homie, no scary at all. Verbatim. That's what it says. That's my other favorite one.
With actually my band Black Tar Superstars latest video, we got some pretty interesting comments, so I can definitely relate. I play the devil in it, and my favorite comment was, this is American cheese on top of Parmesan cheese on top of cottage cheese, and yeah. So I would have loved it if, you know, somebody would have tried to give me scripture, because I know their fucking book better than they do. It's like people just have
just like, oh my gosh,
I'm dead. I'm dead. I don't know what to say after that.
Yeah, I was like, it wasn't even like bad to where I was like, dang, they scriptured me. Like, you know, when
it's like, do they just
bad?
They just like, sit there and wait for something to come onto YouTube so they could just inject their philosophy.
I feel like they do that.
They must.
I feel
and
like
they just love to try to, you know, rain some sunshine. My goodness.
But for the most part, all the comments were very positive, but there's just like a couple of ones that were just like, yeah, this is boring. This is ass. I'm like, I'm glad that you think that it's ass.
Well, you know, and it's the haters that just they fuel us to do better. That's all.
And, right. And they're like, oh, this vampire sucks. I'm like, she's not a vampire.
No, she wasn't. You missed the whole fucking point. What the hell?
That's when I know that they weren't listening.
They missed all of her lines.
Everything. Like, they missed everything. I always, when I tell them when they watch it, like my friends, I was like, when you watch it, just listen.
Right.
I was like, there's nothing in that house that's going to distract you.
And it was a beautiful location, too.
An expensive location. That gave me a heart attack both days.
Oh, boy.
That house was so clean and pristine and just...
You were afraid to probably have one drop of anything hit the floor.
I was like, hey, guys, don't touch the walls.
No walls. No smoking. Don't even fucking fart in there.
Right.
I'm going to turn this back to these people.
So just like, everybody's like, this house is white. I'm like, I know. So we literally put like all this stuff on the floor. We had everything set up upstairs for like wardrobe and everything. So we had like little cardboard mats and stuff all on the carpet and everything. It was so funny. And then we were like, yeah, what about the blood effects that we're doing? And we literally at the table, we had like a little mini house. So when it flickered up, if anything flickered up in the air, we would catch it with the cardboard hitting it up on the and we had to start housing it just in case so we didn't see any like flickering anywhere else. I was so paranoid. I was like,
I don't know why a house like that they would want the walls white in the first place.
I don't know. But it was a gorgeous house. It was.
I was very impressed.
I was just like, yeah, next time I won't spend as much money on a location. Now I know how to negotiate with folks and, resource around. And this is my first time. So I was like, I didn't know any better. I was doing he was like, you're doing everything the right way. I was like, yeah, the right way is kind of expensive.
Right. It's, you really don't know what it comes down to brass tacks until you get there. And it's like, I probably could have done this a bit cheaper.
A whole lot cheaper.
Yowza.
A whole lot cheaper. But the second, I was telling you when we were off air, the second short that we're doing next week, the budget isn't even anywhere near.
Oh, that's awesome.
What we did for the first one. And I've got another strong team. Roman, the guy that played Kyle, he's back in.
Nice.
On this one. He's playing a psychiatrist.
My favorite.
So we've got the whole premise of this short is called The Breakthrough, and it's set in a home psychiatrist's office.
Ah.
So it's going to be another slow burn. And basically you're seeing the session therapy happening.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to build off of that. And we did our first read through today. So now I'm going to change some things and we're going to do another rehearsal. And then we're doing in-person rehearsals this weekend. And then we shoot.
Nice.
So yeah, we've got an awesome DP, Justin. He's great. I'm like super excited for this one. I think this one's... The plan is to make sure every short that we do just gets better and better and better.
Oh, absolutely.
So by the end of the year, when we get ready to shoot our feature, which is going to be Guile, and that is an obsession piece, supernatural obsession piece.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I know a little bit about that.
Ooh. Details.
I do. Just check out my IMDb. I'll send you a link.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I kind of want it, like for Guile, it's kind of like a skeleton key type vibe.
I actually enjoyed that film. There was a lot of people.
Everybody crashed on that one too.
They did. They really did shit on that one.
Really
and
good.
I kind of liked
I was surprised. Story. I was surprised by Kate Hudson.
Mm-hmm.
She did really good.
Like, I thought so.
I thought it was great. I loved the ending.
And it had a great twist.
Yes. I was rooting though. I was rooting for her, man. I was like, oh damn.
I love me a good ghost story.
Yeah.
I really thought that was good.
Yeah, I really appreciated that one. But yeah, it's got that kind of vibe to it. So now I'm getting to the point like where I'm doing like we've got all these shorts lined up throughout the year now. And I'm trying to see if I can somehow connect all of them together in a way.
Now that would be kind of cool. That's not not an unheard of concept.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. I think that's something that probably with, like the symmetry that you got going on thus far, you might be able to tie those in pretty well.
Yeah. So I'm trying to, figure out how I can do that if I want to go that route. And if I'm going to connect them, am I going to connect them through a, universe timeline type connection?
Oh, for sure.
Focusing on a theme around it, or am I going to just connect it through certain props that are in each of the movies?
Then now that would be really cool because then people would really have to look for it.
Yeah.
which means they'll actually pay attention to the
Right.
entire production.
Right. Now you got to
I like
watch
little
it.
Easter treats like that. That's cool.
Yeah, like how they did like Annabelle with all the conjurings and all that stuff, like how they include all that stuff in there. I like that. So that's
I like The
what
Conjuring better than I do Annabelle, just saying.
I just watched
Annabelle was not
Creation.
believable.
Annabelle Creation. Did you watch it?
Did.
Yeah.
No good.
I have so many questions.
They do leave a lot out. I will definitely say that.
Yeah, like one, how did the demon find the little girl?
Right.
Where did
They
the
never
demon come
actually
from?
fully explain that.
Where did he come from? They told the story of how the demon was like the doll and asked to be invited in and all that shit, but doesn't really have a backstory of what happens because the girl, it just starts with the girl, the little girl.
They did the same thing with the nun.
I vaguely remember the nun. That's how like I was about it.
You see,
which I was kind of bummed about that too because I was like, that could have been something really good. I think that if they had taken some notes from Guillermo del Toro,
yeah,
they would have been able to accomplish something really good. Because
I think so too. He's definitely one of my favorite directors of all time.
Yeah, I think he's a great storyteller, and his visuals are beautiful.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of course, nothing's perfect, but there's just a lot of things that for the nun part, I was kind of let down on. But yeah, Annabelle frustrated the fuck out of me.
For sure.
So bad.
Just not a big fan of it. I watched the first one. I was just like, this is just going to get more and more worse.
I'm right.
And I was right.
They keep on pushing it. Like Conjuring, just stop after the second one. Like they keep on going. Like stop.
Well, they bombed that latest one.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Everyone hated it.
I was like, I was afraid to like even watch it. I was just like, ugh. But I'm super.
It's like a crime story. There was no supernatural nothing to it. It was just a crime story. Yeah, nothing more.
Jump scares, no. Even the jump scares are like not really jump scares.
Jump scares are old hat.
Insidious was good.
Now I hear they're going to do another one of those.
I kind of don't want them to.
Well, it's been documented that they are, but yeah.
I feel like if you've got something good going on the first time and you don't think that you can top it, don't do it.
Well, either they think they can top it, or they just, well, what if we do this and then see what happens?
And then you flop and you're like, well, fuck. Maybe
right. We just lost our ass. We lost money.
Right. I can't.
But it's out there.
I'd rather just not make it.
Right. I mean, that makes perfect sense. Don't ruin a good legacy.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this new year. Like I said, I've been a chef over 12 years. I'm getting old. I'm not getting any younger. Let's be real. I'm tired.
Well, I mean, you've definitely made your mark with Let Them Eat, and it's definitely kind of catapulting you into, something that you really enjoy, and you're doing very well at it. So, most definitely keep on keeping on with that. Yeah. We look forward to seeing more of these productions and horror shorts that you got going on.
Yeah, we plan on doing everything through YouTube for right now. I mean, I'm so excited because we've been talking to producers, and when I say we, it's my friend Ryan, who was my first AD for Let Them Eat. We've kind of like partnered up. So he's been a strong backbone for me during this whole process, trying to transition from cooking into this.
Sure.
So whenever I'm on the road, he kind of handles everything on the ground over here in Atlanta. But, you know, getting all that, everything, you know, scheduled, set, ready to go. We're trying to get 2 features done and like 4 more shorts this year. Everything's going to be on YouTube. We're trying to possibly get our own channel so we can have other people bring their content on there.
Nice.
Yeah, have their shorts on there, whether it be like science fiction, fantasy, with the theme of, you know, what they consider to be horror.
Right.
I think that would bring a whole community in there as well. So we're kind of like getting that all planned out. And then, you know, we've got our website up now and we're trying to get everything organized. Slowly but surely, we're getting everything on there. We're going to have merch on there soon. But yeah.
Awesome. So we've, thank you so much for joining us today, LaShaunte of Dark Breeds Productions. It's been awesome hanging out with you, and what a great horror short, a great start to your film career. Like I said, you know, definitely keep us updated. I will definitely have you back on as your new projects, you know, start to, you know, come out, and definitely just try to help you as much as possible.
So I can harass you every day now.
Yes, you can harass me every day. That's definitely look forward to it. Those of you out there in Three Witches Land, thank you for joining us tonight. And hopefully you better go and watch it.
Watch it.
Because I bring nothing but the best in the underground as far as music and independent horror films. So definitely please check it out. And it looks like we have another comment.
Nice.
Okay, bot. Great. Anyway, tends to happen every once in a while. Stupid YouTube. Anyway. But yeah, definitely thank you for hanging with us tonight. And what do you want to say to everybody out there in Three Witches Land right now watching, who might be an aspiring actor, actress, or director thinking about getting into the game?
Do your research. I know everybody says just go ahead and make your movie, go and just do it. For me, I personally just can't do it. I have to plan it all out. I have to make sure things right, because I feel like that's a reflection on you. Yeah, most of us don't have that luxury of having the resources to get the proper things. But I feel like if you just wait, or if you even talk to people and just be honest with them, like I'm honest with everybody. I'm like, look, I don't have the funds to do a crazy amount of things, but you know, if you work with me, you know, I'll make sure that I try my best to make sure that we have a good product. You know, for special effects, I buy the prosthetics. Make sure that they get what they need. Give me a list of what you need and I'll get it for you. That way they won't have to worry about that. You know, it's just like those little things, like, you know, if my DP needs a lens that we have to rent, I'll go and rent that lens. I'll go and do whatever I need to do to make sure that they're successful.
A director that cares. Holy shit. Imagine that.
I care. Might be the mama bear in me.
It's not necessarily a bad thing when it comes to, you know, making films, for sure.
No, I just, like I said, one team, one dream, man. And then it's just like that whole, I think me being in the fashion photography area, like of my career when I was younger, just having a mood board just works for me. Having that folder with everything in it, from special effects to what we're using for special effects to, you know, hair and makeup looks that we're going to do, down to the clothes. Like I'll have them come to the house. I buy the clothes. I style them. So they come to the house. We do fittings and everything. If it doesn't fit, I send it back. I buy another size. We try it on again. Sometimes we'll get it adjusted. But I make sure that everybody feels like they're important. Even the newer actors, they're like, oh, well, we normally, they normally just give them oversized clothes. And then, they've got the clamps where they tighten them back, to make themselves like, nope, I need sizes, measurements, all that stuff, because I buy everything. We don't have any rental clothing or anything like that. These are specifically for you. They get to keep the clothes. So I try and make sure that everybody benefits on set. Just be prepared, take your time, don't rush it. I'm building my director's reel, and I've got one done now. I've got a second one coming out, and then throughout the year I'm going to have the rest of these. So it's going to take me a whole year to get my director's reel, but I'm okay with that, because I'd rather put out nice quality work and show them what I can actually do than just keep on pushing stuff out that looks half-assed.
Right.
So always think about how you want to present yourself. That's like the main thing I want to say. How are you going to present yourself to everybody as your first, hey, look at me? So
wise words. Thank you so much, LaShaunte, for joining us tonight. Again, if you haven't seen it yet, go to YouTube, let them eat the current horror short that just fucking rocks. Okay?
And don't forget
all right.
to subscribe.
And please join us tomorrow as I interview Canada's own Tales from the Oracle. They are a kind of a black metal band, and they definitely are a whole hell of a lot of fun at 6 p.m. CST tomorrow night. So please tune in for that. And as always, stay heavy.